So please put a like, and whoever hasn't already, subscribe. Chapter 3 on the Baba Sali. Baba Sali becomes a Rav and Rosh Yeshiva. Rabbi Israel stayed in Eretz Israel for a whole year, after which he returned to Morocco in 1922. Rabbi Israel finally gave in to the pressure of the Moroccan Jewish community and agreed to become a Rav. He chose the city of Bunsev and became the leader of the Kehillah there. As the Rav of the community, he gave daily shiurim and served as a dayan, making decisions in halacha. As his reputation spread, questions in halacha began to send to him from the entire area on a regular basis. In the same manner as it the custom with Hasidic rabbis, those who visited Rabbi Israel would present him with a kvittel, a small piece of paper which they would record their names and requests, together with some money for tzedakah. Because Rabbi Israel's prayers helped so many Jews, he became known as Baba Sali, which means praying father in Arabic. Anyone in the Kehillah who got in an argument would come to Baba Sali's Beis Din for help. It was there that the Baba Sali and the other Dayanim would listen to the people's complaints against others and decide who was telling the truth. Everyone trusted Baba Sali. They knew that he cared about them and would work hard to discover the truth and come up with the best decision for all involved. People would walk into the Beis Din as enemies and leave as friends. One day, a rich man and a poor widow came to Baba Sali. "This woman owes me money," the rich man declared. "I owe him money," said the woman. "You certainly do," shouted the rich man. "How can you say that?" the woman exclaimed. Rabbi Israel listened carefully to the arguments. To his distress, he had to conclude that the poor widow did indeed owe the rich man money. Turning to the man, Rabbi Israel said, "You are right, the woman owes you money." The man looked pleased to have won the case, while the poor woman looked broken and defeated. "But how do you expect her to pay it?" Rabbi Israel continued. The rich man's look changed to confusion. "My advice would be to forget about it. Consider it tzedakah." "Tzedakah? You mean I should give it to her as tzedakah?" the rich man asked. "Yes," Rabbi Israel replied, as if the man had just made the suggestion himself. "I agree. It would be an excellent idea to consider it as tzedakah." "Excellent idea. Yes, of course," said the man. Baba Sali, as well as the diligence of the rest of the court and the gratitude of the poor woman. Because people left the Beis Din happy, word spread very fast about Baba Sali's great powers of far judgment. As a result, more and more people came to Baba Sali, even from far away. Whenever they had a problem, Baba Sali also became a Rosh Yeshiva of the local yeshiva. Many of his students became great Talmidei Chachamim, serving as Rabbanim, both in North Africa and Eretz Israel. Despite being busy with so much, Baba Sali still managed to learn most of the day. His brother Yitzchak, who was born after him, and later his son Meir, both helped him with taking care of the huge responsibilities that came along with running the yeshiva and the community. When Baba Sali's daughter Rachama was a child, she knew that her father would be gone for long periods of time to collect money for the yeshiva. About 3 weeks after her father had left on another one of his trips, she woke up in the middle of the night with a bad headache. Mother, she called out in a weak voice, but her mother did not respond. She managed to drag herself out of her bed, but she could not find her mother. She heard some noises coming from the attic. Somehow she managed to climb the swing ladder leading to the attic. There she saw her mother handing a plate of food to a bent figure in the low ceilinged room. What is going on? She wondered. She moved closer and saw that the figure was none other than her father. In his hand was a safer. Mother, what is father doing in the attic? Rahma asked. Didn't father go on a trip to collect money for the yeshiva? No, my daughter, her mother replied, gently patting her head. Not this time. Father did not go away. He has been in the attic studying and fasting all these weeks. He eats only at night when I bring him a light meal. She helped Rahma down the narrow ladder and back into bed. She gave her cold compress and herbal tea to help her feel better. My dear daughter, keep what you have seen a secret for father's sake. Baba Sali's home was open to any Jew who needed help, but he would not allow men who shaved their beards to participate in private minyanim. He would promise anyone who grew a beard that half his sins would be forgiven. After hearing this promise, one young man decided to let his beard grow. Unfortunately, his wife was against the idea. He went back to the Baba Sali for advice. My wife doesn't want me to let my beard grow, he told the Baba Sali. Tell her that if she agrees, half of her sins will be forgiven as well. Baba Sali urged him. It worked. The years passed and Baba Sali still mourned his old brother Rav David's death. He refused to attend any simchas and stopped his custom of making or even attending seudos. This changed when he had a dream of which his brother appeared to him and showed him how well he was doing in Shemaim and asked him to stop mourning. At the Siddur that Baba Sali made, his gabbai would go from guest to guest, offering them wine. One night, there were more guests than usual. Rebbe, the gabbai said to the Baba Sali, I am afraid there isn't enough wine for all these guests. Do not be afraid that you will run out of wine. I have blessed the wine, Baba Sali replied. All night long, the gabbai poured, and miraculously, there was enough wine for all. When he finished, he put the bottle away. At the end of the Seudah, there was as much wine in the bottle as there had been before the Seudah had started. The local Arabs also came to the Baba Sali for Baruchas. When he would make a Seudah, many of them would gather outside, hoping to catch a glimpse of the holy man. On Purim, these Arabs, who knew that the Baba Sali would be giving out money to his fellow Jews, would also come to receive money from him. The Rav would give them money, which he kept in a pocket separate for the funds he gave out to the Jews. For the most part, Baba Sali was on a very good term with both the locals and the government officials. However, there was one governor who was extremely cruel to the Jews. Everyone lived in fear of him. Once Baba Sali was invited to a Seudah when suddenly he heard someone call out, "The governor is here!" A look of dissent crossed the Rav's face. Everyone lined up to greet the governor and kiss his hand, but when he extended his hand to the Baba Sali, the Rav ignored it. The people around him froze in honor. Before the governor could reach, the Baba Sali declared, "If you do not put an end to your troubled deeds, Hashem will punish you," said Baba Sali. The Jews feared that the governor would punish all of them now, but Baba Sali simply said, "Do not worry, things will only get better." Several days later, everyone in town heard that the governor's son was seriously ill. The local doctor was called. I have run many tests and cannot figure out what the problem is. The doctor said, I am sorry and cannot help you. The family called a doctor from another city. I'm sorry, he has a sickness that I never seen before. This doctor said before he left. The governor's wife turned to him and said, the rumors are that there is a son in sick because you angered the holy rabbi. I am beginning to think that these rumors are right. The wicked man sat there unmoving. Finally, he stood up and rang for his servant. I want you to call Rev Israel to come here, he said. Tell him that I am asking for his help. His wife nodded with approval. When Rev Israel arrived, the governor rushed to greet him. I am sorry for what I have done. Please heal my son, and I will change, he promised. Rev Israel had brought along a watch that had belonged to his brother Rav David. Put this watch on under your son's pillow, and he will be fine in the morning. Indeed, the next morning the child was on the way to recovery. The governor became one of the Baba Sali's biggest admirers. The sick child grew up and became an important minister and would often come to the Baba Sali for advice. Because of the good relationship, Baba Sali now had with both the governor and his son, the minister, he was often able to help Jews who were suffering in the hands of the local goyim. Stories of Rabbi Saul's greatness reached the palace of the king. When the queen had a son, the king asked if Israel blessed his child because he was convinced that the blessing of the Baba Sali would come true. And next time I will continue Chapter 4. The End.